Very good evening to Mr. Dheeraj for this one-on-one talk show. We are very glad and happy to get you on this platform. On behalf of Mr. RKDX, I am extending you the warm welcome for this one. Before we go into this one, let me explain. My name is Selvame. I'm basically an industry expert and upcoming author. I'm a coach and mentor. I'm not going to take much of my time. And let me give a brief introduction about this platform. RKDX Talks is an unit of Global RK Codes Speaker Forum. It's registered under MSME and Government of India, and it's also in a quality management system certified for ISO 9001 and 2005. It's an international educational community to inspire and live. And RKDX Talks Speaker Bureau has got an access to diverse and unique group of educationalists. This expertise is drawn in to stimulate education fraternity and to lead online programs and boardroom strategy sessions. RKDX Talks is a leading international speaker platform for schools, leaders, principals, vice principal educators, coaches, mentors, etc. And this talk show is started by Rajkumar Das, RK Das, in the year of 2021. Once again, I welcome Mr. Dheeraj for coming this show. To your viewers, I would like to introduce Mr. Dheeraj. He is the National Award winner, author, principal of Kanwar Global School, Lucknow. It's a brief intro, but we are not going to stop on this brief intro, but we will go for in-depth about his achievements and all sort of things. Mr. Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra is MS, MPhil, Ph.D, Education Management System and Honoris of Russia, is a white and yellow belt in Six Sigma and Certified NLP Business Diploma holder, and is an Educational Innovator. Author with expertise in Six Sigma in education, academics, audits, NLP, TQM in education, and Experiential Educator. A CBSE Resource towards school assessment, called as SQAA, and CCE and JIT Five S, KAIZEN, etc. He has authored over 40 books on computer science for ICSE and ICSE and CBSE students. Also, over 60 books of academic interest for the field of education excellence and Six Sigma. He is a former principal at the Indian Public School, New Delhi, India, with an ample teaching experience of over 2 decades. He is a certified trainer for quality circles, TQM in education, and QCI standards for School Accreditations, Six Sigma in education. He also been honored with the President of India National Award in the year 2006 and a Best Science Teacher State Award by Ministry of Science and Technology State of UP. Innovation in education for his inception of Six Sigma in education by Education Watch. New Delhi and Education World Best Tech Awards, Bold Leader Tech Awards by Air India, Innovation in Education Award 2016 by Higher Education Forum HEF, Gujarat chapter, among the others. He also developed over 150 educational mobile apps for the Google Play stores exclusively for teachers, students, and parents. This work has been recognized by Limca Book of Records of India. Limca Book of Records as only the India to draw this feast. Dr. Mehrotra is presently working as principal at Kanwar Global School, Lucknow in India. He has conducted over 1,000 workshops globally on excellence in education, integrated with TQM, Six Sigma, technology in education, TIE, developing towards being a rockstar teachers, including cyberspace, cybersecurity, classroom management, school leadership, management, and innovative teaching within classrooms via mind map, NLP, and experiential learning in academics. He is also an active TEDx speaker, and you can view his speeches through various YouTube and TEDx channels. Has a premium Udemy instructor. He has also developed over 450 courses and is catering to over 8 lakh students from 180 plus countries. Welcome to this talk show. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, great, sir. And this platform, kudos to you and the wonderful chairperson, Mr. Das, who has been doing wonders, I should tell you, connecting and bringing quality as a priority for all the people, especially the educators. Thank you very much. And I'm really, really excited being here.
Yeah, so Mr. Dheeraj, can you give a brief about intro, which I have not told in this long list? Then we can go on to the next questions.
Well, as you rightly discussed about my points and fellowship, I would just like to share that I am a learner for life, and I believe in learning as a priority. The more I learn, the more I earn in terms of honor, recognition, and pride. And that's my priority. And you say learning is one of my hobbies. For very sure, powerful knowledge is what is your customary approach to connect to people. Because if you're knowledgeable, as I remember, Dr. Kalam, he used to say that having a small aim in life is the biggest crime in the world. And that is what knowledge cannot be taken away. Even if you're kidnapped, nobody can take knowledge out of you. You know, so your knowledge right from the vocabulary to the present day aspects. And also the learning should be street smart. It should not be the very learning which we have had about A for apple, B for boy, and C for cat. It should be like A for Android, B for Blackberry, and C for cloud. That is what the smart, the street smart learning is a priority, not just the learning ABC. Thank you.
Wonderful explained about the pace of learning, and you explained about your Abdul Kalam also, the insights you got it from him. It's very clear that you are talking about not going on a side lane, and you're telling people how to be in a fast lane, and rather than being on a pillion, be a driver. Yeah, and you have proved yourself as a driver. Yes, it's wonderful to be here with you. And the first question I'm going to ask is how this transition happened, because it's not a one day. You would have taken like from not from, I can say, 0 to 1. It's from 0 to, I can say, in infinity level you have moved. How this transition happened from the early teaching career to the academics, then entrepreneurial, digital, and author, and it's a big transition. Would you explain that? What sparked you, and how this can be an insight for the young people, who is thousands of people viewing this one?
Well, very true. As I said, that I believe in learning. I believe in learning as a priority. And this started way back in April 90, when I started my first job as a computer teacher in one of the schools in Allahabad, which is now Prayagraj. And I remember I was teaching class 3rd, 4th, 5th computers that time, in way back in April 90. And then, of course, 1991, 92, I joined my own school, that is the Boys' High School in Allahabad. And I took lessons on computer science, all Fortran as the SC board. That was 11th and 12th. First time I believed in learning as a priority. Once again, the special mention goes to the tech world, which was just beginning that time. Then, of course, 96, I joined the world's biggest school, that is City Montessori School in Lucknow, with over 50,000 children. And that school, I got the opportunity to also teach computer science, and also come up with a responsibility of heading a department which is the quality circle department, total quality management in education. And it is then that I worked for 14 years, and I used to take sessions on quality circles, total quality management, and Six Sigma in education. So this quality concept was brought from Japan by the founder director, Mr. Gandhi of City Montessori School. And the principal I was working under, Dr. Vinita Kamran, that time, initiated this concept, and she guided me to take this over, to over 20 countries. With the march of time, we actually organized first ever international convention on students quality control circles. And with the march of time, in a decade further, this quality initiative spread to over 20 plus countries, including China, Japan, Singapore, Australia, Sri Lanka, Mauritius, Pakistan, Nepal, Turkey, and many other. And I took these delegations of teachers and students to different places. I visited China, Japan, and also Philippines and the neighboring countries, and Turkey even. And then this initiative was something like catch them young and innocent. So this gave me an option of being a trainer for quality circles integrated with total quality management. And with the march of time, I moved into as a principal in the Indian Public School in 2010. And it was in Delhi. And then within a framework of around 6 months, I joined the GEMS Education as an education officer. And then I switched to corporate completely for another 8 years. I was working for Next Education. And in the meantime, I was writing books. I was conducting training on behalf of Next Education and GEMS Education. And then for sure, the Corona came up, and then I joined back as a principal in one of the schools in Guwahati, another 8 months over there. And then I came back to Lucknow after a decade, in fact, and I joined this organization as a principal now, with reference to, believing in the fact that whatever best I have contributed to myself, I will make it in action now. So the school I'm heading is in Lucknow. It is Kumar's Global School, and with wonderful infrastructure. And I'm looking forward to doing my best here to bring out quality in action at this preface. Apart from that, I also, worked for the digital content format, as you mentioned earlier. I have over 450 courses on Udemy, which is the largest platform for online courses. And I'm catering to over 7 lakh students globally from 180 plus countries. And I make it a point to reply to them on and off, whatever queries they have. Then, of course, in addition, I worked for developing apps and also writing books. So I have now 100 plus books, which are available over Amazon in internationally. And I have touched on simple topics like online teaching, digital body language, experiential learning for teachers, school management, school safety, the neuro-linguistic programming. So these are some of the topics which I have taken in addition to my computer science series, which is being published by S. Chandan Company Limited now, New Delhi. So that computer series is for class 1 to 12. In addition, I have my own spectrum, which are available, of 100 plus books, which are available on Amazon, available globally. I believe that every teacher deserves being an author, and that we have proved that they are there online now with so many YouTube videos. They are doing wonders. And it is that how we empower ourselves with the power of technology, as this platform itself talks about quality teaching, quality learning, and quality practice. Never ever we thought of, being so free with the comfort of our drawing rooms and bedrooms, that we will be able to explore our potentials, exhibit our potentials, and perform ourselves, in the world, competing with the scenario. So even as you and me are there together, you don't know how many clicks, how many people are watching, and that is the preference. That is the power of technology. And we are coming up to be proud consumers to this digital platform. Thank you.
It's an amazing journey you explained, Mr. Dr. Dheeraj, and you're talking about the experience expanding, and obviously you have not only stopped that one, you have been exploding. I can say you have been thinking and inking. That's what you're talking about. Of course, the inking is not happening on ink; it's happening on digital through buttons, etc. And the number of books you have written, it is also on a shorter span. It's not a small number, I can say. And the number of course you have started in Udemy also, it is not a small number, we can say, because it would have eaten up lots of your personal time, and that's very clearly indicating that what are the sacrifices you would have done and what are the things you would have put hard earned time, because today time is very meager available. People say there is hardly getting a time in this longer and faster world. And I can able to see that the challenges you have faced, or you can say what are things you use from your from the schooling, or you have went to the teaching when you went for a college. Then I'm talking about the institution, college, and corporate. Then you have moved to the digital platform. Then how to leveraging it. And one thing I was still having a doubt is on the quality management system, or QMS. Second is the TQM. Many of the industry, because I'm from an industry background, it's not easy to implement the TQM in any of the institute. It can be even organizations like manufacturing, etc. But how you can able to do in education sector is totally phenomenal, because it's not easy, because it's the outputs are very measurable, quantitative. In the industries, people will say, okay, I have made a quality product, but whereas in the education quality, we cannot exactly define with the parameters how we can tell that quality is exactly been gone to the student, because it goes for a lot of review, or we can ask for them the feedback. So that is how I can able to feel that you have done very phenomenal work, and I think you would have put your lots and lots of effort in this one to get this TQM approach, because I'm giving a big salute, because TQM is not a very easy task in any of the organization. It can be even if they got a lot of people to guide them and mentor them in the industry background. And I also know about some Jusei is there in the Japan who is guiding it. But when you come for the education fraternity on industry, it's very tough, and you have done it with perseverance and a non-stop effort. You would have taken a lot of effort, and in this journey you also got elevated, escalated to the next level, and you would have also made many of the young people as a leaders. So what do you feel about it? How you felt that when you in your journey, how many people traveled along with you?
Well, I fully agree with you that wherever I've got training conducted for quality circles or implementing total quality management, I've worked with the teams, and it was during the brainstorming sessions that they could actually map the problems related to their work life. They used the tools of problem solving, whether it is fishbone diagram, the Ishikawa diagram, the Pareto principle, the data diagrams, the graphical shades. And above all, the best part was that they were open to learning, even mind maps. So these were the wonderful tools which were implemented during the process of benchmarking the good capsules and the quality parameters being utilized by the other schools globally. And not only the teachers, but also the children, as small as the age group of class 5, they even brainstormed. I remember that we were doing a brainstorming for a quality circle case study, and there the children stood up, and one of the children said, "Sir, I have a problem, and my problem is that I want to be happy." I said, "What are the reasons? Just write the reasons of your for your unhappiness." And he said, "Excess homework, expectation by the parents, too much expectation by the parents." So when we give them that environment of learning and interaction, they really come up with wonderful capsules. And that's the only part we need to actually come up with, whether it is a group of teachers. Like the other day, I was doing a brainstorming session with the teachers, and we were talking about a topic, the concern, the problem that was distractions in the classroom. Then we, came up with a discussion over the problems or the causes for distractions in the classroom. And one of the teachers said, "Sir, frequent round by the principal." Now, this is so very clear that, yes, I said, why? What happens when the principal comes? When the principal is on round, the teachers teach their best. They act like soldiers. They take their positions, and it is a big distraction because children can feel the difference. So that way, these are the spotted guidelines and observations which really come up. And then we talk about improvements, how to go away with that problem. What are the causes, and what are the, solutions to those causes? What are the parameters you need to undertake and frame in order to overcome those concerns and the causes? So that comes with the very cause and effect diagram. We develop strategies, and then how best it is implemented. So I have so far, I think I've guided over around 300 plus case studies and the projects, and I've done myself brainstorming sessions. And whether it is from Kashmir, schools in Kashmir, to Chennai, and here from Gujarat in Surat, to even Guwahati, I've scattered in all the states, if I remember, in this last decade. And that was the preference where I published my book, Six Sigma in Education, by S. Chandan Company. And this last month, I published my book on quality circles in schools. And in addition, of course, I've developed so many courses on total quality management integrated with Six Sigma, 5S, and of course, Pokeoka, and many other concepts related to quality. And I try to implement them, whether it is 5S, whether it is Six Sigma, whether it's total quality management. Of course, it comes under the umbrella of total quality management, the Kaizen approach. But for sure, I wanted to, introduce them in academics so that the teachers are more friendly in the classroom with the very exposure of these technology being not only talked about, but exercised in the classroom as a priority.
Very fabulously explained, Mr. Dheeraj. You are told about the data-oriented approach. That's what, it's very catchy. Even today, I was remembering my daughter's public speaking, and she came with the radar diagram. We never seen this radar diagram 5 year, 10 year before. See today how the world is changing towards being data-oriented. And even many people will say, have you read it? Yeah, I read that much or this much. When we say, no, don't tell that much, this much, you tell me how many words you learn or how many para you learn. So today people on this kind of implementation, like your 5S, TQM or QC circle, which is going to ask on data-oriented, people are now one side they said a little bit of they're getting frightened. No, why you're asking like this data? Because in any checklist we are used to put okay, not okay. And we will not say that exactly what is a value or what is a level it is. Example, put a water tank in the can. We can say 3, 4. People say okay, not okay. Because there is a difference between okay, not okay. It's big difference is there. So with this, your approach, it's going to be data oriented, because everywhere is data today is working on big data and data analytics. So that's going to completely change the mindset of all the students and all. And that is what the today is required also, because if anything we talk without data, nobody is going to trust us. They say, oh, you're telling something, and where is the data? That's getting drilled down from the top management, from the top to bottom. And second aspect what you told about was empathizing, because your students are very emotionally connected and they want happiness, and you are able to monitor and find out what is the reason, or using all this 7 quality tools, techniques and all. And that's one of the things which is admiring maybe most of the students or most of the teachers or the schools which don't practice or not aware this one are 100% going to adopt this one for sure. Yeah, thank you for bringing in all these things platform. And then my next question is, okay, how you would have got some quest of success. Can you tell the secret sauce of your quest of success? how you got this quest, because you would have seen from your, maybe your godfather or mentor, or you got somebody as your role model.
Well, I won't say that I have attained success, but for sure, success is something which is a journey, and it has to be pursued, and you need to set your own benchmarks. Like I remember that I wrote somewhere that I have to finish my 100 books and also work for something which nobody has ever had. And I believe that yes, there has to be, you are paid for your job, but what about your passion? You have to work for your passion also. So yes, you need to be involved, engaged for the amount of dedication you're required to dedicate or reflect at your job. That's fine. But yes, the balance has to be there, that you have to follow your passion also. So writing books, developing apps, and developing some digital content actually activates as my passion in addition to my job, whatever it is, whatever platform, whether I'm acting as a trainer or an auditor or heading a school, or dwelling and teaching something. There has to be something extra where you need to be engaged at, so that you're occupied. And still, to the surprise of many, we are just using 1 or 2% of our brain as a normal human being. What happened? Great scientists used 10%, 8%, but still the utilization is not much. So I believe that one has to be activated. Of course, you should not overdo things so as to come on your health or something, but dedicate and plan yourself is what is the effective requirement. And that is the passion of mine, that I reflect. I dedicate my time, like for Sundays, weekends, and also an equal balancing is there with the family also, so that I don't get away from those responsibilities. But in addition, I always pursue to the passion which I feel, and I make my own benchmarks. That yes, I have to do. Let us find out what topic I should write now. Let us find out that what is the new thing I can work something on. And that is what measures that spectrum, that yes, I plan for myself. Let us think about it. Let us start writing on that whenever I get the time. Like even today, I have 3 or 4 parallel files opened on my computer, different windows working simultaneously. So these days, people don't shut down. I feel like they don't shut down the laptops. You just close your laptop, like next time you open it, you know what you had to do and what you were doing. And you need to continue. The file should not be closed. File should remain open. And that is what your digital devices allow you, multiple platforms. And even you can split your screens. So you can work on various screens at the same time. And that is what the multifaceted personality I want to talk about for every individual. It should not be that you should be working on the job you are paid for. You are paid for working for maybe 9 to 5. But again, you need to reflect on your capabilities. What else you can do? You're worth wonders. And that wonders you need to explore out of your imagination, creativity, and your belief that yes, you can do wonders. And that is the reflection which I believe myself, that I don't want to attain success, but I want to be engaged. I want to pursue new things at the same time and reflect on the ideas, but don't reflect on telling and pumping and beating the trumpet that I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. Nobody is expecting you to do anything. You have to do yourself. You set your own goals and pursue them. That is the priority, right? People will come to know when you do the thing, right? But you have to only do the thing. People will not do the thing for you, right? So that's my aspect of working. And I again say that working is only possible when you tend to reflect on the idea of learning to learn as a priority.
That's brilliant, Dr. Saab. See, I was about to ask about the passion, but you have told on this itself, because that is which has been, one of the main thing people are today are not able to do it. And second is the purpose of life, because they don't know why they have come in this universe and what for they're doing it. And you have brilliantly pitched it on this purpose, and that is not related to your 9 to 5, because you are able to bifurcate that, which is going to the desire, the burning desire, which will be there for them. It may be writing books, it may be coaching, teaching, creating digital platform. And you talked about the self-belief. And I would like to tell a small story on a book from the Psycho-Cybernetics written by the Malcolm Marshall. He was telling, this is a famous, it's a very old book. This gentleman is a plastic surgeon by doctor. He's from US. And he was learning the plastic surgery from Germany also. After doing plastic surgery, people are telling, no, I'm looking same. I'm not changing. My face is same. He asked many times, you are physically changed. What's your problem? Then he found out that mentally or self-belief is not allowing them, even though they got superficially or externally changed. Then he went and read a lot of psychology books, and he mentored and teach them. Before doing a physical surgery, he will mentally mold them. And after that, his success rate was very high. So I can resonate to your way of telling on self-belief, because self-belief is very, very important thing today, because many people don't even know that what potential they have. Somebody have to come there and dig it out and take it out. So some few people will go to their mentor and they'll take it out, or some people will identify, like you, own passion, you are taking and identifying it yourself, or the time will teach them. Like pandemic 2020 or 2029, 2019, end or 2020, when people are start losing their job, or they're being put on very no money, etc., then only they start learning what we have in extra curricular things or extra features, what we know, or extra skill we know today. There are some hard skill and soft skills which people are lagging, and they started learning on all platforms, etc. And that was a trigger point on the external part. But whereas the two part, which can be from internally, from our own self or through mentors, that is what importantly required, as you said. Yeah. Thank you for that, brilliantly bringing in all this, your own experience, and telling that don't work for name and fame for short-term things. And you're telling that you do your job, the world will recognize you, you will get what you want, add value, let the value pays, not only the hour or the time. And that's brilliantly explained well. And what is your direction to the what's in the next generation? Of course, you have told a lot of things, but as I know what you say, some final crux of you direction to this new generation.
Well, I would suggest that the new generation children, the teachers, the educators, the parents need to reflect on themselves about their creativity and curate yourself with the identity. So knowledge, of course, is available. The data is available, and data being the new currency, the most powerful currency now. You need to reflect the fact that how best you're contributing to the world of technology and exploring its essence in your lives. As many people tend to reflect that I'm available on social media. Count your Google search, work on your Google presence. And that's what I talk about, online reputation management. Because anywhere you go, whether you search for a job or you apply for a US visa, it's everywhere they search and they tend to reflect. They don't want paper documentation any longer. Anything you do, you're searched for good or bad. So try to work on your online reputation management. And that's only possible when you explore the digital opportunities made available to you, or you do it yourself, So that is a preference. And let's stand together to work on your presence through digital body language, work on your digital body language. And in addition, also invest on your digital presence. Now, investment can be that you develop a website, you hire a professional who would manage your social media, or particularly you should work on your Twitter handles, Instagram posts, and other things which are now a requisite for being an individual. You search for any, even if you try signing up a new app or a spectrum, they will ask for your Twitter handles. Even if you allow your applications to float at different international workstations, they'll ask for your LinkedIn profile, they'll ask for your Twitter handles, they'll ask for your website. So it's high time that you work on your social presence and activate the world as it is, because we just can't be living in a world of yesteryears. We talk about street smart working and living, and henceforth, we need to change with the march of time. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Dheeraj, for coming into this platform and giving you about your life story and your struggles and your achievements. And of course, you told the success is a journey. Yes, many people will always have a success on our mind, and they will have a trouble, always having a trouble that no, I cannot able to reach it, but they forget to enjoy the travel in between. Yeah, it's well said for, about all these topics. Once again, I thank on behalf of RKDX also. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. God bless.